I thought I'd put a video up just so, you know, it doesn't get too long. I'll paint the engine on this and reassemble it in the next video. I got the handles painted. They came out pretty good. And this one I painted the muffler. When I painted a few, it just looked funny with a rusty muffler on there. And so yeah, this will be painted muffler too, but this mower I'm going to use, so it'll probably burn off. But I can always put a different muffler on it if I ever go to start it, which I doubt I will. But I have been working on odds and ends, so I'm going to put this video up on the mowers. I tightened the valve cover on that, and that stopped the oil drip. The Galaxy has been out in the driveway all day because I've been putting this in. I bought this in an estate sale, and I bought that in an estate sale, except the disc changer doesn't work, and I did take it apart, and I can't find broken gears, or there's issues with these that a micro switch gets dirty and it breaks gears. So I cleaned all the micro switches. None of the gears were dirty or broken, I mean. Still doesn't work, but then it comes with a disc to that you got to put in here first to I got all the instructions, and so I got to put the update disc in and see if that gets the CD changer working. But yeah, I got a new radio for the garage because I like having a radio out here. That other one only got 1 or 2 stations and the sound wasn't that good. Well, the other one I paid $5 for an estate sale. This one I paid $100 for. But it's a nice, clean, and it's got 2 remotes, not 1 but 2, so I don't have to walk over and push the button every time I want to turn it off to video. You know, is copyright, you can't video while something's playing, so I can just, you know, I put it in a Ziploc baggie so it stays clean. I can put it in my shirt pocket and move around. And I have not changed the oil on that yet. That's to happen yet, and I might take it out for a little run this evening. I got to go up to Romeo tomorrow. I was going to take the Galaxy, but I haven't driven the pickup in over a month, so I think I'm going to walk over to the storage unit and get the truck and take it, give it a little run, keep the battery up and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to edit this video up on these mowers for you, and so you can see what I've been doing. And also, yeah, that ladder is, yeah, I got this thing for like a bargain basement price. It was in the basement of a house, and anyway, yeah, that's what it is. And I pay $65 for it, I think. I don't remember. It was like that. I paid $100 for that. I got this at a different estate sale, but yeah, that's nice not having to drag a ladder over here every time I want to get up in my attic. Look at that. Yeah, that makes it a lot nicer to get up into the attic. Yeah, so on my agenda of things I got to do, I got to get some trim boards to put around there and give this thing a coat of white paint to match the ceiling. It'll probably stand out for a while because I'm sure this is yellowed and dirty from working in here, but it'll eventually match the rest. But yeah, I think maybe later this week I'll get that trimmed out and painted. But I'm really happy to get that in. This wouldn't fit. I could get it in the bead blast cabinet, but it was really difficult to bead blast, so I just took it out with my pressure washer. And there's some areas I'm going to sand, but for the most part I think it's ready to prime up, so I'm going to go out and shoot some zinc chromate primer on it. Got the underside painted. This is what I painted it with. This matches the wrinkle paint really well, and there is some numbers on this deck too. But there we go. I'm going to let that dry overnight, and then I'm going to wrinkle paint the other side. Just wanted to add this into this little video. I've been doing a little research on these old Cooper lawnmowers, and what I'm finding out is the underside of these was just bare aluminum, and they just crinkle painted or painted the top, you know, either red or green, and they came, I think, green in the later years. But Yeah, so that painted on the underside is not correct. That should be bare, but that'll help protect it from corrosion and stuff. And you know, I don't care. And this one's red underneath too. And you saw I did put the decals on. I'm gonna pop the muffler off now that's been running. All the oil's been burned off of it. And throw it in the bead blast cabinet and paint it when I paint the engine this mower, so that it's nice and shiny black, because I probably won't run it anymore. It's too nice. First coat of the wrinkle paint. I'm not videoing spraying it because I did the videoed spraying the other mower deck. This is again what I am using. I got the mower deck painted, and I actually painted it twice because I kept getting more wrinkling, like the shadow of where the engine would have leaked fluids is where I got hardly any wrinkling. And then other places I got excessive. I painted it twice and got the exact same results twice, so we're calling it good on that. It's a lawnmower and I'm going to use it, so I'm not doing it again. So, took some 80 grit, just regular sandpaper, and sanded some of the really heavy wrinkled paint off, and it looks a lot better. I didn't sand it off, I sanded it down so it wasn't as you know, sticking up as much. In a couple spots I went through to the bare aluminum, so I just got my can out and like right here and just touched up, and a little bit just here and a little bit right there. But I think it'll look fine for what I'm going to use it for. I think once the yellow's on, once the engine's on, you know, the engine will cover where it didn't wrinkle at all. I think it wrinkled very little, and I put the paint on it the same as the way I did that mower deck, and that mower deck came out really nice. Same weather conditions, same everything, and different can of paint, so maybe it was the can of paint. But it didn't wrinkle pretty much all there, here, and here. And the gas tanks here, cylinder and cylinder heads here, and carburetor and air cleaner and muffler are here. So I think that, you know, being cast aluminum, castings are usually a little porous. Maybe stuff has just saturated into the aluminum over the years, and that's why it didn't wrinkle. But where it did wrinkle, because I laid it on real heavy to try and get this to wrinkle, and where it did wrinkle, it really wrinkled hardcore. So again, you know, I think it's just from stuff soaking into the aluminum. But that looks good enough for what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint the yellow on it once that dries a day or two. Painted the yellow on the deck. That made it look a lot better with the yellow on it. I think this thing is going to look just fine. Like I say, once the engine's on, it'll totally look good. That made a big difference. It's amazing sometimes what the littlest things do. Got a lot of the little bits and pieces blasted and primed up, ready for paint. You gotta make these axle bolts longer. These wheels are a little wider than the hub part than the original ones. These axle bolts won't work, and I had to make little collars that'll go out that'll make these wider too, and I'll weld these onto here. I'll do that another day, maybe tomorrow or something. But anyway, that's what I'm doing so I can put the wheels on the deck. This is what I'm doing here. Just basically welding threaded bit of, I'm just holding it like so, eyeballing it and welding it. It's close enough, and that'll totally work. That will allow me to put this little washer that will go over the bushing and just slightly push on the wheel bearing, just so the wheel isn't sloppy on the axle. I made these long enough to do that. Alright, let me weld the rest of these up and get the wheels on. There we go, we got the wheels on, and they came out nice. It pushes nicely. The engine, I'm waiting on the oil seal for the sump. I got the gaskets, I got the decals. As soon as I get the seal, I'll reseal that, clean the engine up, paint it. I'm going to paint some black pieces for this, the front rake, and a bunch of little bits, so then all I have is the engine to paint. And I'm going to pop the muffler off this and give it a bead blast and paint it, because I'm probably not going to be running this anymore. So I'm going to get that off and do that. I got all these little bits and pieces sprayed. The front rake, that's the side you see. This is the side that goes against the mower. I sprayed the blade. That thing's like a razor, so I got to be careful touching it. But yeah, I'll probably use this mower. So anyway, I did the clutch for the blade and some of the fasteners and whatnot. Oh, and I painted the muffler for this mower. That looks so much better without a rusty muffler can. It looks like a brand new mower now with that on there. So there we go. This engine will probably look as nice. The blower housing is actually in better shape. It might look better than this engine, but it still needs its attention. So I got the engine left and the handles. This video is over probably a month, so I don't know what I've covered in my past videos on them, but I'm just videoing as I'm going, and then I'll just upload it and edit it all up in one video. Both handlebars are in primer, and it had started raining out, otherwise it'd be in paint. I'll throw in a little video of when I had the CD changer apart so you can see what the inside of a CD changer looks like. Alright, so I was fooling with this. I hooked it back up to the radio after I got the discs out, and what happens is the discs, just maybe some of you guys know something about these that I don't, but you put the disc in, and then when you load it, this tray is supposed to move up and down, and then this disc is supposed to go in and play depending on, you know, what slot it lines up to. And it's just sitting there making noise, not doing anything. This mechanism is not, it's not loading into that, and this isn't moving and it's not loading into that. And I'm just looking, I was just sitting here with my flashlight looking to see if I could see any little broken or anything obviously stuck. This little thing here moves, you know, that's free. I don't really see anything obvious wrong with it, and I don't know enough about these unless there's a, it looks like the motor is right there what drives the disc, so I don't think there's a belt. But I did go around and unplug all these, plug them back in a couple times, you know, just to see they just pull out, and just to see, you know, maybe if there is a bad connection. I'm just going to kind of putz around with it and see if I can't get it to work. If I can't, so be it. I'm not too worried about it. I don't listen to CDs out here in the garage a heck of a lot, and the radio itself has a CD player in it, and this just gives it the 4-disc option when you add these 3 additional discs. But who knows, maybe, you know, get it repaired. I seeing it was free with the radio because they couldn't get it to work, I grabbed it, because, you know, there's always that possibility you can get these things working. And I'm just going to fuss around with it a little bit more and see if I see anything else obvious that might need some attention, and we'll go from there. Looks like this is what, I don't know, maybe that's what decides where it goes. I don't know. Anyway, we'll fool with it a little bit more and see what happens. Maybe I'll end up, you know, totally ruining it, but like I say, it doesn't work now, so what's the difference, right? And I don't think I'd spend money to have it repaired. It's just, you know, something I wouldn't use that much to you know, to play CDs, so I'm not too worried about it. But anyway, if I can get it working, great. If not, so be it. So what I'm seeing is this thing here is not moving, and there's a gear in here, and I don't know what the heck right there. And I don't know what the heck drives it, but you can see I can put this CD disc in the, well, did it a minute ago. And then this thing will put the CD into where it has to play, and that's not, the CDs aren't going into here, and they're not doing that, and I think that's the problem. But I don't see what drives that. There's no gear. I can look down in here. There's two shafts there, but there's no gears. I wonder if one of the gears is broken or completely missing or what, but I don't know. I'm just going to look at it a little bit more, go and look on the internet some more, see what more I can find about it. Shows a micro switch for this, but I don't see one anywhere. And this is the one where they say you got to clean the micro switch to prevent it from breaking those teeth, but there is no teeth broken on anything anywhere in this unit. I can see all the teeth clearly, and I can turn them, you know, rotate them to see them. So yeah, that works nicely. I don't know what actuates it. I guess it moves, this mechanism moves back and forth to, you know, you can kind of see where it's in like an elongated hole right down in there. And so I assume that mechanism there moves, I'm assuming. So I was looking for a switch down on this end, and I just don't see, you know, a switch on either side and for either end. But anyway, I'm going to investigate a little further. Okay, so I'm going to take it over there and give it one last try. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm done with it. None of the gears are broken. Cleaned all the micro switches. No belts to break. So let's give it a shot. It says reading disc. I put a disc in here and it didn't go in, so I took it off the top off and fed it into the mechanism manually. And it's still just doing the same thing. So it's done, and let's see if I push stop eject what happens. See if it, I don't think it'll eject. I'll probably have to take it apart to get the disc out. Be flabbergasted if it ejects. But anyway, that's it. I'm not going to fool with this CD player anymore. I'm going to end this video on the mower. This is on the, you know, the other Cooper. So if you like the video, definitely hit the like button. If you want to see more going on, subscribe to my channel by hitting that 348 engine icon that pops up. And thank you for watching my videos.